In today's video, we're going to take a look at the permissions policy security header for your htaccess file or other places depending on your server configuration, and what it does and why it can be good to use for our Joomla sites. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to Maintenance Monday number 169 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. If you're watching this replay and this is the part at the beginning, it's because we've just spent an hour on the live stream sorting out some fiddly stuff for the actual syntax for this header because it looks like it has changed. Anyway, so I'm restarting and going to present what we've got here. That said, if some of these things don't work on your server or on your website, you're going to have to do a little bit of searching for the proper syntax. All right. Today's video is brought to you by mysites.guru. Head on over to mysites.guru and get a free site audit for your Joomla site or your WordPress site if you have one of those. And while you're there, check out all the cool things that you can do to save time managing one or multiple websites. If you decide to subscribe, use the coupon code BASICJoomla and you'll get your first month free. Okay. Let's head on over to check out our screen here, right computer screen. You will not see the chat replay on this because I'm editing the video. So we already have had a lot of stuff happening in chat. Brian is leaving. But anyways, hello everybody again who is sticking around, and especially out of morbid curiosity watching me replay this to see if I can make this smoother. All right, so here we are in the basic Joomla, we're in the mysites.guru site. This is the page for basic Joomla, and as you've seen before, we can take a snapshot of my website, and it'll look at things that are good and things that possibly could be worked on. And in this new edition or version of mysites.guru, colors have changed. There used to be an eyeball up here to hide everything that's good, and I contacted Phil. He's going to put that back in. But if we scroll down to the area on response security headers, you'll see here that normally in the proper scan, it would say permissions policy needs to be set. But I think it sees what I already have put in place in our test. So, but anyway, so if I didn't have it in there, permissions policy would show up at red. And what we could do is we could click on this learn link and find out more information about that. So let's just do that. Now, one of the things that Phil recommends is information from Scott Helm, and we did check out this link here, and I will put these links in the video description below. What you can see here is that the feature policy is a replacement header for the permissions. The permissions policy is replacing the feature policy. And this is where we got tripped up the first time I went through this, because you see that feature policy had this old syntax here, but permissions policy has a different syntax, but this syntax was not working on my site. But I'm going to show you what does work, and maybe is what will work for you. But anyways, check out this link in the video description below to get to it, and try variations on your site to get it going. Now, we haven't even talked about what the permissions policy does. Basically, you set the permissions that allow certain access things in your browser. For instance, I didn't say that very well. Here we got it. This is saying of the feature policy, but it's true of the permissions policy. It allows the site to enable or disable certain browser features and APIs in the interest of better security and privacy. And so what are some of the things that you can control? You can control which APIs, which scripts, which sites can do geolocation on your visitors, MIDI, notifications, push. There's a whole bunch here. And so what we will do is I will post this link as well. So what we're going to do is set this header in our htaccess file. I'm using an Apache server, and that's going to set control over what sites can do what. Now, in order to do that, we need to go into the web hosting control panel or access the file space for your Joomla site. Go to the root folder. So I have a cPanel account. On my company uses that. So we can go to the file manager. Basicjoomla.com is in the public HTML. We will get down here to htaccess. We're going to right click and we will edit. Now here's other headers that I've done in previous videos, and you'll see here is one that I already have set up just to show how it works. Now here's the syntax, and let me make this bigger for you. All right, here's the syntax that I found that worked on my server, and it's header always set, permissions policy, then a quote, and then you put in what you're putting. Then you put in the restrictions, or actually who you are allowing to use. For instance, in this case, geolocation. Geolocation equals self. So that means anything that's coming from my site can use geolocation. So I allow that if I have anything that's looking for that, or if that's something that I've set up. Now this is redundant because that's already my domain, but I threw in another one of my domains as well. And what we found in this experimenting is that whether or not you have a comma or not does not matter. It still works. Now, if you really want to see if this is working, just save a change and then go to your site and refresh. And if it's working, if you've got it right, you haven't broken it. You haven't broken your site. You've got it right. Just very quickly to show you, let's take off that last bracket. I think that should break it. No? Okay. Anyways, let's not go down that road again. It works with the header always at geolocation equals. Actually took off the. All right, in here I've got and a quote at the end of it. All right, we'll just save that quick. Let's do a quick refresh. All right, so if you're blocking multiple things, now I'm going to put word wrap on here. All right, here's our header that we've been using. Let's put a hash at the beginning, and let's go down here and let's look at all of these things that we can set in here. We've got, I already have this geolocation, self. Let's take out the basic Joomla because that's redundant. But in here you'll see semicolon, MIDI equals, and then brackets, notifications equals, push equals, sync XHR, microphone, all things that you can look up and research to see what they are. Gyroscope, speaker, vibrate, full screen, payment. You would just simply continue to repeat the syntax in there, allowing what you want to happen in your site. Now, of course, if you aren't using any of these, let's say you're not using magnetometer at all, you're not worried about that, then you could simply just take that out. Remember, what I've got working on my server here is a quote after header, always set permissions policy, a quote, and then the different functions that you want to control. And in this case, geolocation, a bracket, self, leave spaces in between self and the URLs, and that should work out fine for you. So also, now here's just a quick tip. On this website, this is where I found out that this syntax would work. These are instructions to put in a configuration file right directly on the server, but they're working in my htaccess file, and so that is going to be that's what's working. So as I said, let's go to full screen. You'll see a lot of chat here that you're not going to see in the live replay. Full screen, no, right, chat on right. As I said, you're going to want to try to, just be very careful. Make sure that you're using a syntax that works. Maybe since Scott has done that page, The syntax has changed, which is why I had problems before, but that's what's working for me now. So if you want, now again, why would you use this? Let's say that you have people who are adding content to your site, and you let them use iframes, or you have an iframe that you've put on some content, and it's displaying a page or content from somewhere else. But you want to just make sure that, well, who knows what might happen at that source. So you might just say, hey, I do not want the source of this iframe, that site, to be able to do geolocation on my visitors or to send push notices. I don't want a push notice popping up on the screen because someone else's content is showing, although you are showing their content. Anyways, it just gives you more control over that. Again, security is like the rivets on an airplane. You want to have all of them down tight. You know, one or two loose, not ideal. I wouldn't want to get on a plane with a couple loose rivets, but you know, even if you had a couple, you might get away with it. But with security for websites, make sure everything is buttoned down. And the permissions policy security header is another way that you can tighten things up on your site or the site for your clients. So that's the topic today. Thanks to everybody. And we are going to chat because I see that that Imran has a question. We are going to chat and hang out for just a little bit longer. But if you're just here for the security header information, there you have it. Hopefully it configures well for you. If you're watching this video way in the future and something's breaking, then it looks like maybe the syntax has changed. Drop a comment on the video and I will try to post a link to something current or fix it up, or we'll figure it out. All right, so for those of you who are just here for that, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. Ring the bell to get notifications of new live streams, and that will be great. It's very encouraging and it helps others to find the content. So for those of you that are leaving now, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.